Welcome to Turtle WoW News with Vrograg. I'm your news anchor orc, Vrograg Fishslayer, here to bring you all the server news for the week of April 9th, 2024. Let's get to it. I'm the orc, and here's the news. Top story this week, the team has finally announced the system for players on Northernar to transfer to the SEA realms of Ravenshire or Stormstout. It has been a long wait for those on Northernar wishing to play on the SEA servers. The original plan was for those transfers was to happen in mid-September 2023, but there were many delays. This means the only item left on the delayed server expansion roadmap is dropping support for Hanzi. I have received no new updates about the status of this initiative as of the broadcasting of this news show. As part of the announcement, the community was informed that players transferring will be capped at 1,000 gold and 40 of each trade good material to prevent hoarding and market instabilities. Players making the jump will keep all of their donation shop items and turtle coins, however they will not be able to take their guild with them. If you are interested to have a natively supported Chinese translation of Turtle WoW, or just live down under and want better ping, there is an instructional English video that I will leave linked in the description. Good luck and farewell to those transferring to the SEA realms. I wish you the best. We'll continue to follow the server expansion roadmap as it develops. Our next top story is about a new and very unusual game mode that will be available in the 1.17.2 patch, the Grand Boring Adventure. The exact details of this challenge are still a little vague, but it claims that all experience will come from boar battles. The image attached to the forum post, being an obvious nod to the World of Warcraft South Park episode, shows off both exclusive rewards for the challenge, the title Hambringer and a boar mount, should someone no-life it enough to get to 60 through this challenge. There is no official word on whether this challenge will include quillboar humanoids as eligible mobs, nor if more boars will be added into the world for some of the leveling gaps. But this seems like the team is really hamming it up for the next patch. I just hope players trying this aren't bored to tears. Sorry for the puns and hogging your time. Those are the top stories for this week. Now let's see how the auction house has been faring with this week's Market Watch. Welcome to Market Watch, where my previous segment makes me want to mention piggy banks. All our data is gathered from numbers provided by wowauctions.net. Make sure to use their website for all of your own market data research and investment due diligence. First to Telebim. The S&V 200 for Alliance rebounded these last 2 weeks, ending up at roughly 5 gold and 6 silvers, about where it started. Likewise, the Horde S&V 200 started rebounding around the same time, finishing just 2 silver short of where the Alliance finished, indicating cross-faction regulation between the markets. Though both markets seem to be on an upswing as of late, one place where both markets faltered was in the Essence and Elements Index, both having nearly 25% drops in value. However, either side of the faction war had different reasons for the shortfall. For the Alliance, Essence of Earth came down from a high of 11 gold down to 7, while the Horde's ticker for the same item stayed around 6 gold the same time. For the Horde, the demand for Essence of Air plummeted from 16 gold all the way to 7, while the Alliance in fact grew from 6 gold to finish at 8. However, both the Horde and Alliance have been showing price reductions in Elemental Fire, which contributed to both indexes depreciating, likely as fire protection potions become less necessary as raiders gear up, farming spots get less contended, or alchemical recipes get unlocked for the fiery element. Over on Northernar, the S&V trended up slightly in the last 2 weeks, up 6%, which given more context means that despite the economic update a few weeks ago, the market is still as active as ever and perhaps exposed to inflation once more. And with the SEA transfers now open, expect greater than normal market volatility, with players seeking to offload items or even grab what they can before heading over to new realms. However, we know for sure, since the herb economy was hit hardest with the nerf bat, that it's not speculation on herbs that has made the market push up. In fact, herbs remain down, losing 9%. Taking a look around, it seems other markets are the ones doing the appreciating, like in skinning, which trended up 30% in 2 weeks. Many parts of this index are small players, like thick leather and rugged leather, staying dangerously close to their vendor values because of ready supply. The big market maker in the skinning space is Scale of Onyxia, who, no doubt, pushed the index up, growing from 1.5 gold to finish at 6 gold, a 300% jump, and perhaps an item desired by those heading to SEA realms. An odd place that has been a big market growth was in the Eco Index, and yes, I have one of those too. It's clear to see that on the 5th something made the market jump, which, as I understand it, was around the same time the Chinese servers were made aware of the transfers opening up on their forums. The index doubled in value in a matter of a few days. The ecos matching this activity seem to be Frost Saber Eco, which shot up from under a gold on the 6th to up to 3.5 gold on the 8th. This eco is used to make the Juju Flurry, a desirable item for its attack speed increasing effects and short cooldown. Likewise, expect this price spike to mean that Frost Saber leather may become dirt cheap soon. That's all the time we have for Market Watch today. I hope you found some of the information here useful. Make sure to use wowauctions.net for all of your own market research. Remember to keep an eye on your coin, otherwise someone else will for you. Let's get back to the news, but first, a word from today's sponsors, Clickers.
Every week.
A few quick notices on the community bulletin. First, a player named Breezy shared with me the existence of a character only known as Wand Pusher, who selflessly works behind the scenes to make wands available for hardcore players. Evidently, this player not only refuses gold for the wands they make, but also offers words of encouragement for those seeking immortality. So, shout out to you, Wand Pusher. Thanks for making the community a better place. You're the hero of the week. Next up, the race has been heating up in the frozen death fortress that is Naxxramas for the quickest clear times. Thanks to the efforts of Vita and his community speedrun listings, we can see that this last weekend there were 2 of the best times recorded, one by Doom Turtles with a 1 hour and 41 minute run and Hard Knock Society with a 1 hour and 39 minute run. Congratulations to those reaching for Turtle WoW greatness. While checking in with Vita, the maintainer of the speedrun archive, I noticed that the record holder for Molten Core, Blackwing Lair, and AQ40 is Mortality, even though none of their runs have been verified with video. It's only strange because they have submitted video records for Naxxramas recently. Perhaps secrets yet remain in the older raids, only time will tell. Furthermore, after speaking with Vita, I would like to encourage newer and progressing guilds to submit their times to the leaderboard. While getting a sub 2 hour Naxxramas might be out of reach, there is always value in challenging your own guild to learn and improve, a matter that Vita happily welcomes. Alright, that's enough about speed logs. Now for the change log for April 2nd, which hosted 15 separate entries. Let's cover the most impactful changes in this week's changelog roundup. The 2 Emerald Sanctum bosses, Arrhenius and Solnius, were made immune to horror and disorientation effects. It seems that raiders will do anything to avoid dealing with the hard mode variation of the boss encounter. But for now, they might just have to keep doing it the old-fashioned way. NPC's Healing Ward 4 will no longer drop loot, which is fine by me because we need Obomsawin on staff rather than magically conjuring money from her totems. There are only days left on the Noble Garden event, and some noticed empty eggs early on. The problem has since been fixed and the event should be working as intended. Raiders on Turtle WoW no doubt are aware of a utility with master looted items that can be traded once within a small window of time in the case of master loot error. This change was added months ago to relieve GMs of the responsibility of fixing absent-minded loot master errors. However, an issue persisted. Raid loot from chests could not be master looted, and thus never had the protections of the master loot mistake clause. However, in this changelog, it seems that auto-looting a chest accidentally can now likewise have players trade the item once in case of user error. And finally, as a follow-up to an issue with players being over buff cap and losing their flask and Zanzas, has officially been rectified. It is my understanding that this buff system uses one that was active a month ago, allowing players to have more than 32 buffs, though some of them will be invisible. That completes the changelog roundup for this week. This week's changelog may be out soon, so make sure to check it out so you can keep on top of all the latest adjustments coming to Turtle WoW. Don't worry, this week there is no long-winded, self-righteous editorial, just some happy news. April 25th will mark the 1-year anniversary for Turtle WoW news. That's just a little over 2 weeks away. When I first started doing this, I had no idea that the community on Turtle WoW would be so supportive, and since then, I've made regular weekly content for the community here. Once things really took off, I told myself that I wanted to do weekly content for a year just to challenge myself, and I'm almost there. So on the week of the 25th, I'd like to do something special to thank everyone, and mark a true milestone for yours truly, Vrograg Fishlayer. However, this is as much about me as it is about you, so let me know in the comments any ideas you might have to help commemorate this event. Maybe I'll even do a face reveal, who knows? That rounds out this week's news. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. I'll be hosting my regular Fishin' Chat this weekend, plus maybe another random game if time permits. Valorant just got a new patch, so I've been trying that out on the side, or maybe just some anniversary party planning. So stay tuned in case I actually remember to announce a stream before it happens. If you like this content and want to support me, make sure to like and subscribe. If you're feeling generous, super chats are enabled, and I have a tip link available. My comments, DMs, and email are always open for feedback, constructive criticism, and any news items you'd like to have shared. All methods of reaching me will be in the description of the video. It's about time for me to head out. Whatever you're doing, make sure to have fun. Be safe, and as always, remember, the deadliest weapon is knowledge.